You do this next one on me, man. This Border Patrol, it's all over the internet.
I know.
Now.
I don't know what the answer.
Man, look,
I really don't.
The problem with
Trumpy got criticised for putting them in cages. Now we're putting whips on them. And in all fairness to everybody, I don't know. I just don't know what the answer is. What do you do with these people?
Well, man, here's my fear. That it gotten to a point to where some of these guys don't even see people as people.
Yeah.
They don't see them as human beings. Why would you even do that? And I don't know if that article even included a picture of it. I know that picture has been floating around, but that guy, if they find out who that dude is,
I'm sure they know.
He's gone, man. It doesn't look good, man. Here's my thought. And my cousin's an attorney in Alabama, and I told her this morning that we've never seen these pictures, and I'm not saying you do it to anybody, but are you doing this to these people because they black, or they look a little darker than what you're used to running and chasing?
Why
would you do that to any
Let's go to the
being?
basics, though. Regardless of their black, white,
human being. Yeah.
brown, grey, you shouldn't be treating anybody like that.
Did you see the clip where he's like over the person? He's like, the cop says, "You're using your woman or something." He's like, "That's why none of y'all will ever come to this country." Like he literally says that to the immigrant.
Man.
And it's just
it makes no sense, and these people are leaving these places.
And the part that is so difficult as well is it's a little bit like perception. If you basically tell people we're not letting nobody in, you can't come in, then they think twice about coming. If you turn around and say, "Oh, come in, welcome arms," then everybody wants to come.
Exactly.
You know, and at the same time, you know, from an American standpoint on who we are, we sort of want to be welcoming to an extent. We don't want to treat people with whips. It really becomes a problem because what do you do with the amount of people? I mean,
exactly.
Look, what do we do with that?
That's a lot of people.
I mean, you brought something up yesterday when we was talking about this.
I did.
You know, and I asked you directly, I said, what do you do with this amount of people?
Make it easier to come in.
And my idea was a lot of these people are paying these illegal mules or whoever to bring them to this point. Take their money, set up some housing right there at the border, set it up, take their money while you process them through the system. But listen, don't pay these idiots that are continuing this, because that's a whole business.
Yeah.
These people are paying thousands and thousands of dollars.
They save up like months worth of like not even minimum wage, like half the minimum wage.
Half.
Yeah.
They take this money and they pay these folks with no guarantee that they're going to get in, and then they don't maybe. Take that money, build some houses, you know, stop the wall, build the little units for these people to stay, and it's a temporary kind of deal. Listen, we got to get the system together. You're probably going to be here for the next 90 days, but while you're here, you got to go and work and do blah, 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 and put them to work to do some kind of wage or something.
Right, and then the other side, get and build in the infrastructure. But I mean, the other side of this is, and I'll tell you, for me personally, when I first come in, it's not easy to get into.
It isn't.
That's the problem, though.
You know, I mean, immigration services are just slow.
On purpose.
You know, even your attorney will turn around and say, sort of stay here and go in, but I want to warn you, it's going to take you, 6 months.
What about where you come in at, though? Because you don't see this problem at the north borders. You don't see it.
But it's also because in the north, it's a lot more, like, you don't have the cartel forcing everybody around.
Right. But at the southern borders, it's the worst.
Literal war. It's Iraq, like
essentially
a couple hundred miles to the south. We have another form of Iraq going.
And you think about it. I mean, what are you? These are human beings. Of course, you can't just open the floodgates to everybody. But man, what can you do? And honestly, I don't think there's been enough attention given to it. I don't know what's going on. If there's a meeting coming up, I don't see the vice president down there. Nobody's really giving attention to this problem.
Right. Totally. But it's just, I think your idea is actually a pretty good idea. At least it's constructive.
It is, and it can bring some revenue while they're waiting.
And that's the one thing with people that are here illegally. You can argue that they shouldn't be here and everything else. But at least if they was here in some form, we could take taxes from them. Now, some of them do pay taxes.
Right.
Some of their children, and this is really what I've got a problem with some of the children, they're in the military. They fight for the country.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting their lives on the line, yet we can't give them citizenship. But there is another point to that, which is, they're here illegally.
Right. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're here illegally, you got to deal with your consequences. But the process of getting an opportunity to at least just get the appointment, you can get some kind of residency or something. It's just so cumbersome to people that it's like, man, these people are risking their lives. And do you see anybody with masks on under that bridge?
No.
So if they let those people in, I mean, it's, I don't know.
But
Right in Texas.
And the other addition to that is sort of, what you're saying. There's got to be somebody pushing that in Haiti, using that as a business, like you said. Push them over here.
Oh, there's a name for it. It's like the wolf or something.
So coyotes.
The coyotes.
So
Coyotes.
people are pushing this as a business without making their.
It is absolutely a business, man. It is. I had a lady call my wife. we went to church with, and she called my wife to ask if I could. That the coyotes had gotten her husband. If I could come to pick. I was like, oh no, I'm not coming to pick up anybody. With some, because my wife didn't. She said something about some coyotes. Blah, blah, blah. I said, babe, she's talking about like they got her husband and like took him somewhere, or they're trying to get back over here. I was like,
not today, Joe.
Not today. Can't do it. Can't do it for you, man. Lose my number. But yeah, so I think the answer would be just constructing a facility that can house these people. And get the media out of it, so they're not.
Move the prison industry over to.
So build something where they can come in and live and commune and get the freaking media out of there, demonizing whatever it is, because you're trying to help the people. I think they just exacerbate the problem many times, and then process them to get them in and just say, hey, let's do it. Let's get them in, and if we can count 10, 20 million votes overnight to determine the presidency, we can move some people through the line to get them a little card so they can get a job and work. That's just me. But they got to work. I'm not saying give them a bunch of money and free up a bunch of stuff. They got to work.
And they will work.
They will definitely work. They will outwork most of us under the table.
Yeah.
So, kind of to that point, man. So we're talking moving into construction.